You know, in the midst of talking about Fruits Basket yesterday, I completely forgot that yesterday was Friday the 13th. So, well, I guess for starters, I survived. And hopefully a whole bunch of you did as well. I hope that's the case. Gosh, I never want anything bad to happen to my viewers. I never want that. That wouldn't be right. So, well, nothing happened bad to me, per se, yesterday. I can tell you that, like, I guess that sort of dread and fear that something would happen was my low yesterday. Because, I mean, again, Friday the 13th is synonymous with, like, the unluckiest day of the year, even though you actually, come to think of it, in 2020, we've had 3 of them. We had one in February, and because there's only actually, no, we didn't. I know we had at least, did we have one in March? Hold on. I can't believe I gotta look this up. Alright, so, yeah, we had a Friday the 13th in March, and that was it. That's the last Friday the 13th we had. I knew we had one in March. I thought we had one in February too, but no, I guess we only had one in March. Anyway, so yeah, that's actually kind of funny because we associate the number 13 as being incredibly unlucky, and for the most part, that was actually my brother's jersey number when he played basketball. Anyway, my high yesterday, well, it was Friday. I actually got to see my mom yesterday. That was really nice. You know, talked to my grandma for a little bit, hung out with her. Yeah, it was really nice, really sweet. And, act of kindness? Well, really, I just helped out people whenever I could. You know, if I saw someone who needed help, I legitimately wanted to go help them. So, yeah, that's it, whatever. So, with that taken care of out of the way, how about we do another class in session video? Yes, I know. We already had Veterans Day, but Veterans Day was in the middle of the week. Meaning, Thursday and Friday, kids actually had school again. Meaning I can do another class in session video. Hooray! Don't worry though. It took some thought, but I think I figured out which class I wanted to talk about today. And I know some of you guys think, oh, is he gonna do? I'm actually no. Because seriously, since I started doing these class in session videos, pretty much every class I've done so far has been either history or math related. But I don't want to do that this time. I'm actually going to change it up a little bit and give you a different subject. So, since these are class and session videos about the time I was in high school, how about I talk about the very first high school class I ever took? And that was Earth Science. Now, normally a student would have, you know, Earth Science. Now, here's how it works it worked at Horseheads. We have what was called block scheduling. We didn't have like 8 classes throughout the day for like 40 minutes. We actually had 5 classes throughout the day that lasted twice as long. So you had fewer classes, but at the same time, you were given a whole lot of extra material to learn from. And that normally would have been the case with Earth Science. But, oh, in case anyone's wondering, I say 5 classes, it was really more like 4, because one of those classes you had like 80 minutes to get your lunch. So, yeah, but it was still, but you get the idea. Anyway, with that said, I didn't have to do that for Earth Science. Because near the end of my 7th grade year, I was actually selected among a group of students to actually take what's called the Summer Science Institute. It was basically a fancy way of saying you have to go to school for the summer in order to do this. Yeah, this is going to be a real theme in this video, but I both love and hated this course, both with fiery passions. Let's get into... You know what? I'll be nice. I'll save it for like, I'll do the good stuff for the end, because that's honestly what I'd rather do. See, outside the fact that, well, I should explain how it works. See, during the summer, I do believe it was Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. For 3 hours every morning, I would have to go to Horseheads High School, and we would learn earth science stuff. Pretty simple, right? Well, here's the thing. Normally, you'd be there for 3 hours. However, actually, now I think I'm trying... Were we there from 8 to 11 or 9 to noon? I think we were there for 8 to 11, but anyway. See, and this is something that I always... And I mentioned this before, but as you all know, as you guys know, at one point in my life, I contemplated suicide. Mostly because of the decision. Actually, it's the main reason why. Actually, it is why. Because my parents made a decision behind my back that, you know, ruined my life. After Summer Science Institute was over for the day, I would have to stay at Horseheads High School for longer than I should have because of this decision. I'm just going to leave it at that. But needless to say, it was bad enough I had to deal with the ramifications of said decision during the actual school year, but now I got to deal with it during my summer too. Honestly, that's the main reason why I hate it. I mean, there's other subsequent reasons why. Like, here's the thing. I live in New York State. We have what are called Regents exams. Like, there were fun times in this course, but at the same time, you had to constantly be worried about the fact that you're going to be taking your Regents exam for earth science. So, yeah, that already added on a lot more stress. But again, the main reason why I didn't really like doing Summer Science Institute was because of the decision my parents made, that I had to be there for longer than I really should have, involving people that I never should have been associated with, for that matter. But anyway, that's really the only bad stuff. But that's good, because now I can talk about the good stuff. Holy cow, there was a lot of fun stuff. I mean, this is earth science. You get to learn a lot about the earth and the environment. So, already that's a plus. You know, it really gave you... This was the class that really gave me perspective, is the fact that we do only have one earth. And we gotta take care of it. We do. And, you know, I do my part. You know, I recycle. I clean up and do stuff, you know, when I can. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am guilty of doing a lot of things. I wouldn't be surprised if my carbon footprint was the size of, like, a kitchen table or whatever. But, you know, I do try. And, yeah, I do take into consideration some things whenever, you know, big important world events are going on. You know, the election being one of them, for instance. But it really made me learn a lot more about, like, the earth and, you know, natural phenomena that happen. You know, it was through this class that I learned that, you know, carbon emissions are why, you know, the ozone layer isn't what it used to be. You know, I learned all about carbon dating. I learned all about, you know, erosion and how that works. I learned, like, every great, like, big natural phenomenon you wouldn't have without learning from earth science. In fact, earth science is actually the basis for all of the other science-related courses that I took, both at high school and at Trinity-Pawling. And I will be getting to those, you know, as we go along. I was actually thinking about doing all the science ones together, because I've pretty much done all math, and there's 1 or 2 history-related things I haven't done yet. I'll have to play that one by ear. But for sure, without earth science, you really wouldn't have, you know, other science related courses like biology, chemistry, physics, you know, anatomy and physiology in some ways. I mean, we are people. The human body is what's living on the earth, so it kind of connects in that way. Not to mention, we took some pretty dope field trips. I mean, to put things into perspective, I live in upstate New York, specifically in the Horseheads, Elmira, Corning, Big Flats area. It's actually not that very far from a place called Watkins Glen, which is famous for having giant gorges to explore in. So we went to the Watkins Glen Gorges. We went to a museum in Rochester. We went to Corning Community College's observatory. I mean, there was a lot of great field trips that we went on. And they were fun. And just engaging, exciting. And here's how this class worked. You took half of this course in the summer after your seventh grade year, and the other class after your 8th grade year, and it was after the 8th grade year where you take the Regents exam. So, yeah, 2 summers of doing this. A class that I both loved, again, because of the good stuff I mentioned, and I absolutely abhorred because of the bad stuff I mentioned. So, it begs the question, if I were to do it all over again, would I? Well, if I had a say in the decision that my parents made, then yes, because I wouldn't have made that decision that they made. So absolutely I would take this class again. So in a heartbeat. It's a real shame though too, because were it not for this decision that my parents made, I would hold this class in so much higher regard. As it is, I don't really know if I would actually give this a ranking per se. So, put it like middle, upper middle, I guess. I don't know. One of these days I really should take all the courses that I took, that I talked about doing these class and session videos and, you know, rank them. Although, if we're doing that, then I don't think this would be as high as I just mentioned now, but maybe. I'll have to see about that. There really isn't much else I can say other than, okay, you know what, there is one thing I can say. The day I took the Regents exam. See, in earth science, you have what's called a reference guide that, you know, you can use to help you with the Regents exam. That reference guide did not help me out at all. There was like several questions I spent like a half an hour like struggling on. And there was also lab practical, which, you know, really affected my grade. Surprisingly though, I actually managed to get an 81 on the Regents exam. I mean, here's the thing. Nowadays, I really do not care what I got. At least I shouldn't. Because honestly, when I was doing earth science, I never really wanted to be there at all. Honestly, the fact that I got an 81, it still bothers me because, again, it was the lab practical that brought me down. Because it would have been like a 90, yeah, it would have been a 92, and not been for the lab practical. So, as it is, you know, again, actually, I should say this too. Around the summer after I was done with 8th grade, I also had to get ready for doing football for the first time in high school. So, needless to say, after I took the Regents exam, I had to go to football practice. I was not mentally prepared. Like, I just could not even. But I sucked it up and did it anyway. So, not fun. Although, you know, with that being said, I would take it again. I would just completely get rid of whatever the decision that my parents made. But, yeah. I'm glad I took it. I'm obviously, for the first time, this is actually the first time I probably ever really talked about doing earth science. Because, I mean, when you think of doing science courses in high school, you think, you know, biology, chemistry, physics, all the others. You never really hear about earth science very much. Which is actually kind of a shame. Because, again, without earth science, you wouldn't have those other sciences I just mentioned. So, in a way, just like without the earth, you wouldn't be here. So, think about that. Anyway, that's about it. Again, a class I both love and hate. One I'm really glad I got to talk about. And, yeah. I'm glad I got to share it with you all. And, who knows? If you happen to do Summer Science Institute as well, or if you are in a program like that, let me know how it was for you. Because while I definitely don't regret doing it, I definitely don't like it as much as I probably should have. So, take that what you will. Anyway, in terms of my weekend, pretty much gonna hang out with my dad all day today. That'll be fun. And don't mind this little guy, he likes to come in because he likes school-related stuff. He likes to learn. Like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me, especially if you have notifications on YouTube. I'm very humbled to do this video for all of you guys watching today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And remember, if you guys want to talk, the channel is going to be here to let you know what's back. Take care and make good choices. You know, full disclosure, I completely forgot today was Saturday. Until I woke up, I'm like, wait, what day is it today? Alright, it's Saturday. See ya.